Hello and welcome to Dart tutorial. In this video you will learn about interface in Dart, how to implement interface with the help of examples. Before learning interface, you must have some basic understanding of class, object, constructor, inheritance and abstraction. If you don't have basic understanding of this topic, then you can watch our previous videos or go to our previous content on website. I have made all the dedicated video and content for you. Now let's move to our interface. Okay, now here you can see in Dart every class is implicit interface. For example, in other programming language Java, there is a specific keyword interface, but in Dart there is no keyword called interface. Okay, in Java you can write interface name and do your work, but in Dart no interface keyword is available. Every class you can use, every class is interface. Okay, now let's move forward. Here you can see an interface define a syntax that a class must follow. Every class must follow the interface method or properties. Okay, I will show you a practical demo. It is contract that defines the capabilities of a class. It is used to achieve abstraction in Dart programming language. When you implement an interface, you must implement all the properties and method defined in the interface. Keyword implements is used to implement an interface. Okay, now let's talk about syntax of interface. First you need to write a class, or you can also define abstract class. Abstract class is mostly used. Class interface name, and inside parentheses you can write properties and method, and class name, your new class name, and then implements interface name. In inheritance we use extend, but in interface we use implement. If you use implement, then that knows you are using interface. Okay, now let's move forward. Declaring interface in Dart. How you can declare interface in Dart? In Dart there is no keyword interface, but you can use a class or abstract class to declare interface. Okay, all class implicitly define an interface. Mostly abstract class is used to declare interface. Okay, now let's declare one interface. Okay, I'll open Visual Studio Code. I will create abstract class called person. Okay, and I will define two method here without implementation. Where can run, person can run, and where can walk, person can walk. Okay, now this is fine. Okay, this is abstract class, but we'll use this as interface. Okay, now let's move below. Okay, implementing interface in Dart. Now you must use the implement keyword to implement an interface. The class that implement an interface must implement all the method and properties of the interface. Okay, now let's create class student that implements person. Okay, now you must define can run and can walk method here. Okay, I'll just use override. Okay, and where can run, this is one method, and override and where can walk. Okay, now this is fine. Now I will print student can run and I will just print student can walk. Okay, now let me create a main method, void main, and let me create object of student. Student s is equal to student, and I will say s dot can walk, s dot can run. Okay, now if I run this program, that is dot interface work dot. Okay, here you can see student can walk and student can run got printed. In this way you can use interface. What if I use extend here? There is no problem. But what if I don't create this class as abstract class? I'll create a normal class. Okay, and I need to define here also can run. Okay, and can walk. I need to define. If the class is normal class, concrete class, then you need to define the function body also. Okay, okay, now there is nothing inside function body, but if I remove this one, then this will work. But if I use implements here, then this will not work. I must provide this can walk method. Okay, now I will just declare it as interface. Okay, abstract class. Now this is fine. Okay, this is one example of implementing interface in that. We'll also do various other examples. Okay, now here you can see another example. This is the first example. We have already done this example. Okay, now in this example below there is interface laptop with two methods, turn on and turn off. Okay, and the MacBook implement the interface and override the method to print the message. Okay, here is no abstract class but class. Okay, now let's do this example. I'll just create a new file, inter2.dat. Okay, now let me copy this one. Thus I'll copy this laptop. Okay, here is laptop class with two method. One is turn on and turn off. Okay, if I declare class MacBook, I'll say implement laptop. Then I need to define two method here also. These two method here also. Okay, just I'll say MacBook turn on, MacBook turn off. Turn off. Okay, if I void main, if I create object of MacBook is equal to, then I will say mb dot turn on. Okay, if I run this program, that inter2.dat, then you can see MacBook turn on got printed. In this way you can use interface. There is more use of interface. I will show that very soon. Okay, now most of the time abstract class is used instead of concrete class to declare an interface. Okay, from now on we'll use abstract class. Okay, here is another example. Here is abstract class vehicle. The vehicle has two abstract method, that is start and stop. The car implement the vehicle, here you can see, and we need to override these two method in car class also. We have already done this one. So let's talk about multiple inheritance in that. Okay, using extend keyword. If you use extend keyword here, then no problem. But you cannot do like this one, class MacBook extend laptop or laptop, something like that. You cannot do this one. But if you implement this, then you can do this one. We haven't defined this one, laptop, but you can do this with implement keyword. Okay, now multiple inheritance, that is called multiple inheritance. Multiple inheritance means a class can inherit from more than one class. In that you can inherit from more than one class, but you can implement multiple interface in that. You can use multiple interface, okay, in the same class. Now here is the syntax: class name, implement interface 1, interface 2 and interface 3. Okay, now here you can see, let's do this example. Okay, I will just remove this one for now, and I will create a new file, interface org3. I will say this one. Okay, here you can see, here is abstract class area, and we must define area method. Here is abstract class perimeter, and we must define perimeter method. Okay, now let's move forward. And in the class rectangle, okay, I'll just copy this one. In the class rectangle, we are implementing area and perimeter. Okay, area, one is area, another one is perimeter. And here are the properties of rectangle. Here you can see integer length and breadth, and here is a constructor which initialize the value of length and breadth, and here is implementation of area, and here is implementation of perimeter. If I remove any one of them, then this will not work. Okay, if I remove this one, then this will work, but here we are implementing from two class. Yeah, so that we need to define all of the method, this method also, this method also. If you define another method here, then you need to define and implement that method here also. Okay, now this is fine. Now let's create main method, void main, and let me create object of rectangle. Okay, I'll say rectangle r is equal to rectangle, and I'll say length is 100 and breadth is 25 or 250, and I'll say r dot area, and I'll say r dot perimeter. Okay, now let me run the program. Dot interface org 3 dot. Okay, here you can see the area of rectangle is 25,000, the perimeter of the rectangle is 700. In this way you can use multiple interface. Okay, now let's move forward. Here you can see another example. Here is a person class with properties name, and here is abstract method, void run and walk, and class student implement person. Okay, let's do this example. Okay, this is also unique one. Okay, now let me declare one thing. Let me declare name. Okay, let me declare name here in the class person. Okay, if I declare name here in the abstract class person, I declare name. Then if I also declare name here, string name. Okay, this currently uses extend. We need to use implement. Okay, let me use implement. Okay, I need to compulsory define this name here also. Okay, now this is fine. If you use extend, then it will automatically inherit, but if you use implement, then it will not inherit. You need to define here also. Okay, that is the thing. Okay, this is the thing you need to understand this concept also. And here is another example, that is abstract class calculate total and abstract class calculate average. Okay, we are just defining the method name. Okay, and return type. And here you can see class student which implement calculate total and calculate average, and here are properties integer mark 1, mark 2 and mark 3. Here is constructor, that will first we need to pass the value through the constructor 3 mark, and this will calculate average. Okay, average will calculate average, and total will calculate total, and this will print the give the result. Okay, you can also practice this on your own. And here is the difference between extend and implement. Okay, extend is used to inherit a class in another class. Implement is used to inherit a class as an interface in another class. This is one difference. Gives a complete method definition to subclass. Okay, here you can see, if I use class only, then this will give. If I use extend here, then there is no problem, because this will give complete implementation also. Okay, this is implementation, this is body, in the curly bracket, this is implementation. This will copy complete implementation in MacBook. But if I use implement here, then I need to compulsory define here also. Okay, that is compulsory. Okay, I need to define this turn on and turn off method compulsory. This is the thing. And only one class can be extended. You can extend only one class. Multiple class can be implemented. You can implement multiple class. Okay, it is optional to override the method. Concrete class must override the method of an interface. It is optional to override the method. You can override or you cannot override. It is completely your choice. Concrete class must override the method. Here is the example. Okay, if you use implement, then you must override. If you use extend, then it's your choice. If you want to just override one, then this will also okay. You can also use override keyword @override. Okay, that is also fine. Okay, now let's move forward. Constructor of superclass is called before the subclass constructor. Let us declare constructor. Okay, I will declare one default constructor here, laptop. I'll just print laptop constructor. Okay, and in the MacBook I will also create one default constructor, and I will say print MacBook constructor. Okay, okay, now this is also fine. Now here you can see we are using extend. Okay, if I create object, constructor will call automatically. If you don't know about constructor, then you can watch our previous videos or go to our previous section and watch content. Okay, now here we are using extend. Okay, let me run the program. Dot enter 2 dot dot. Okay, here you can see first laptop constructor is called and then MacBook constructor is called. Okay, now let me do not extend it, let me implement it. Okay, now if I run this program, here you can see MacBook constructor called, but laptop constructor, it didn't call the superclass constructor. Okay, constructor of the super class is called before the subclass constructor in extend, but in implement, constructor of superclass is not called before subclass constructor. This is the thing. The super keyword is used to access the member of superclass. If you use here string name, then okay, string name, then if you use interface, then you need to define this name here also. Okay, thus you need to define this name here also. But here you can see the super keyword is used to access the member of a superclass. If I say string name is equal to, I will say laptop or something, and string name is equal to, I will say MacBook. If I extend and if I print mb.name, okay, I'll create one method display method. Just I will print laptop name is dollar name, and I'll say laptop superclass name is dollar super.name. Okay. Okay, now this is fine, and I will use display method here. Okay, just mb.display. Okay, if I run this program, that enter 2.dat. If I run this program, here you can see laptop name is MacBook, laptop superclass name is laptop. Okay, this is superclass name laptop, and this is MacBook. Okay, and let us do one thing. Let us use implement, okay, keyword. You cannot use super, okay, in implement. You can use super in extend, but you cannot use super in implement. The super keyword is used to access the member of superclass. Interface members can't access using the super keyword. This is the thing. Subclass need not to override the fields of a superclass. Subclass must override the fields of interface, just like this name. Okay, if I use extend and if I don't use this one, then this will work. If I use interface, then implement, then I must use this field name or property also. Okay, this is the thing. And here are some key points to remember. An interface is a contract that defines the capability of class that has no keyword interface, but you can use class or abstract class to declare an interface. An abstract class use abstract class to declare an interface. Mostly you can use abstract class. Okay, and it is also a good practice, but you can use both. It's completely your choice. A class can extend only one class but can implement multiple interface. This is one important thing. And using the interface, you can achieve multiple inheritance in that. Okay, it is used to achieve abstraction. Abstraction means hiding the internal details. Here you can see, here is just one area method, but we are hiding the details. This area is implemented here. Okay, this is the body, this is the implementation, but in the interface part, while declaring interface, we are hiding the internal details. This is called abstraction in object-oriented programming. I hope you learn about interface. If you have any question regarding interface, then you can comment down below, and please share this video with various Dart groups, Flutter groups. This will help me to create more content in future. Thank you so much for watching this video, and thank you so much for your time. I will see you in the next video. Thank you.